You know why you had to pay so much to go to college? Of course you do. It's because Ronald Reagan hates you and doesn't want you to be happy. But with college campuses nationwide erupting with student protesters demanding that we stop funding genocide and our government's ever so elegant response to it.
If these campuses cannot get control of this problem, they do not deserve taxpayer dollars.
Like that statement from Gilead supervillain and Hobbit Wax Museum mannequin Mike Johnson, it's worth reminding you that the reason that Ronald Rickshaw saw Reagan made you start paying college tuition was to punish students and their universities for protests against the Vietnam War and bombings in Cambodia. Could y'all come up with a new damn script every once in a while? Y'all are worse than Marvel recycling the same shit over and over again. If y'all are going to continuously be this cartoonishly evil and just indescribably awful all of the time, could you at least be creative about it? You know, give us something new to work with? And in addition to just replaying the greatest hits of bitching about how they want to defund the education system that they've been catastrophically defunding for the past 50 years because, once again, a peacefully protesting proletariat's hurting their fucking feelings, they keep saying shit like this, too.
There is an appropriate time for the National Guard. We have to bring order to these campuses. We cannot allow this to happen around the country.
Yeah, words that have always aged well from times of civil unrest. And while some college administrations, and it seems like the majority of faculty members, are supporting their students' right to free speech, other administrations have fallen in with the fascists and are threatening their students with suspension or expulsion for participating in the protests. If that's not bad enough, heavily armed herds of domesticated boar have made nearly 1,000 arrests of protesters over the past couple weeks. And the people cheering that on are the same ones who cry that their free speech is being censored when their racist post got deleted off Twitter. What are you doing, guys? Protesting and free speech is the cornerstone of democracy. And do you think you're going to be on the right side of history with this? Nobody's looking back at Birmingham and cheering for Bull Connor. No one's looking back at what the National Guard did to the Kent State protesters and is like, let's go Guard. We don't fondly remember the Pinkertons putting the coal miners back in their place. Here's a good rule of thumb if you're getting confused. If people are protesting for basic human rights or against genocide, history's been pretty clear that you're either on their side or you're on the wrong side. So I want to give a big shout out to all the kids who are out there putting their money where their mouth is and speaking up even in the face of possible criminal charges or losing education credit and money. Huge shout out to the faculty members who are supporting their students' right to free speech even if it might mean putting their own jobs in jeopardy. A huge shout out to the college administrations who are pushing back against the pressure to shut these things down and helping support their students' ability to protest safely. And a huge shout out to the University of Minnesota, both students and administration. You guys are leading by example. I've heard that administration has agreed to talk to the protesters and try to come to some sort of agreement with them. And I've heard that the protesters have been mindful and respectful to the university's wishes about what buildings they can occupy and where they can protest on campus. Also, huge fuck you to everybody who's trying to attach their anti-Semitic beliefs or messages to this movement. Anti-Semitism has no place here or anywhere, and nobody wants you or your bullshit, so go away. Stop making us have to remind people that Israel's a country, not a religion, and you can be critical of a country that is committing human rights violations without being anti-Semitic. Anyway, good talk, guys. Keep supporting the kids who are standing up for what they believe in. It's heartening to see, and it should give you a little bit of faith and hope in humanity.